Hello, hello, hello. It's Private Talk Podcast, and we are back with another episode for Season 2. Today, Private Talk, we have with us the Arcade Group. Hello, hello. Welcome. Thank you for being on the Private Talk couch. I'm excited to talk to all of you. There's quite a lot of you. It's the most time people that we've had at one place, so I'm excited. I love entertaining guests. I like hearing all these personalities. I want to get to know a little bit more about the arcade and how it kind of came about. You know, I know that game had this idea. You guys brought it to life and kind of like are doing some really great things on Clubhouse. So let's talk a little bit about more of that and get Private Talk to get to know you a little bit more intimate.
Ooh, the arcade.
Where do you start? Who is the ringleader? Where does it start? We can go down the line. We can make it uniformed. We can just all speak, you know. I hear it's Mama Wolf.
She's the RZA. If this was like Wu-Tang, she the RZA.
I like that. All right, RZA. So
Occasionally I like.
So how has Clubhouse kind of changed, like, you know, your life? It's a platform that you guys, you know, have been on probably before, and it was one of those things that Arcade became a group. And how did it, you know, kind of come into fruition, and how did it get to such a big thing that it is now?
All encompassing. We are engulfed. The game decided one day that he wanted to hop on this audio chat where someone had decided that it would be a great platform for him to meet bitches. And he said,
not the game. He didn't say that.
Not him. It's not the guy we're
But it's
used
one
to.
of those things at that time, Clubhouse was so new that nobody really knew what it was, how to use it. Really, you know what I mean? Like, they knew it was conversation starters, but you didn't really know what the platform really, what was to do with it. So why not make it your own? And at that place in the beginning, it's why no time better than the other.
Yeah, and he thought that, he was like, you know, I don't need another distraction. I don't need another social media app to meet women. He's got that on lock on the other ones. But then he watched a movie, Time. You interviewed Fox and Rob.
Love them, yes.
Oscar nominees. I'm very excited.
Yes.
Oscar nominees.
I know, it rolls off your
Yes.
tongue so, you know, nicely.
Best
It's very much
documentary.
deserving.
They swept
very much
the award
for sure.
season, and they are, I mean, their story was so compelling, and to the point where they shifted an entire gangster rapper's perspective on life and love and relationships. And so he took to the app and just started thinking out loud, and then met a really incredible woman by the name of Gigi, and that's kind of what started this all. The Game and Gigi was our first show, where it was almost like hood therapy in the form of group therapy.
Right.
So were all of you guys inside the chat room when this was happening, and then you just kind of
Yeah.
chimed in, or
Yeah.
how did it kind of, this is
Actually,
the core group of the arcade?
You forgot about Heist Gang, though. Yeah. That's really where it started. It started with Heist
I was
Gang.
going to say, well, it started on Demon Time. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's true. Demon Time.
Feel free, there's the mic there too, ladies, if you want to grab the mic there and talk. Don't.
I feel like it happened like organically. Like it just, everybody needed an escape at the time. COVID was happening. And then we all like somehow came together. I think game started like December 12th. I think I caught COVID around December 22nd.
Oh, that's right. You
And
were
I
at
was
home
on-
and we
I-
kept you company.
Yeah, so they kept me company, and it's like, you know, they became like
That's why I'm
family
afraid
to
of
me. And it was like a place to be transparent, and everybody came from all walks of life. So when everybody told their stories and everybody was so transparent, it's like, damn, like, all right, then I'll fuck with you. Like, I can relate to you. And, you know, most people won't think like, you know, the game has so much to share, but he's a very educated man. And, you know, we had our Demon Time rooms where it was real nasty. But then we had real deep stuff that people cried on the app, and people shared some of their deepest stories they wouldn't even be able to tell their friends. So
But that's what I think is so beautiful about things like this that make, you know, apps like that come together and kind of bring you down and make you more vulnerable in settings. Like you were, you know, you had COVID. I'm glad that you're well and you're here with us today, but it's one of those things that you probably were a little bit more open, or, you know, you just don't know what you're going to do or what vices you're going to have or how much should you share or how much you should do this, that, and the other. Like there's no real rules to what we should do. So when people are endearing and give you empathy and show you that, you know, that they can be caring to you when they don't even really know you, it tells a lot about people in the world, especially with what we have going on in the world, that they're still caring people that want to do things and bring people together. And I think it's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely. I feel like, you know, I think we're probably one of the biggest surprises on Clubhouse. I think you guys would agree, especially for, you know, Black and brown community. There are gaps in care when it comes to mental health issues, and who would have thought that Game would probably lead that charge?
Right.
I mean, he's a motivational speaker, he's a thought leader, he's a community activist. We've done a lot, yeah. So we started on Demon Time, but
He's a fitness trainer. 60 days
But see, that's what's cool is it's so many
Mental and physical
multifaceted
health.
people. Like, that's what make people well-rounded people. You know what I mean? Like, and it takes somebody like him to use his platform to get everybody together to start talking about these tough, things that nobody really wants to talk about, or you wouldn't really normally talk about with your peers. And now that it's on a Clubhouse thing and it's kind of glamorized in a sense, it's like maybe that's what made it needed to take to have these conversations, because those are real life situations that some people just don't have an outlet, and this is
Right.
free. It's not, therapy is therapeutic for a lot of reasons, but some people can't afford it. Some people don't know how to reach out or how to even get a therapist or how that even really kind of works out. So I think it's cool that with all these other things, apps coming out now, it's like this is really doing the work. It's not
Definitely.
just something for like, oh, you're liking a picture, taking a comment. It's like, oh, you really you inspired me. You made me do this, or you made me redirect my life to do something, more abundant than it probably would have been before.
And don't trip. Like, there are obviously other rappers on the platform, et cetera, but what Game was able to do, and I think what sets him apart from a lot of other people, was he was able to lead and allow for something to congeal and actually have structure to it.
What did he say?
Where-
What's that word?
Congeal.
Can you spell it? No, I'm just kidding.
You know,
Something else that's important is that we do have professionals in the mental health facility that are actually on there. Like, we'll have a room. It's not like we're just pulling stuff out of our butt. We'll have a room and to bring someone that's a professional in that area in to discuss things. And I think that helps to have that access to people that they normally wouldn't have.
Amazing. Yeah, for sure.
A lot of, like you said, like a lot of our conversations sometimes are taboo. So Heather is co-host of one of our first shows that,
Yes.
wow, when we rolled that out, it exploded. She hit the ground running. It's called The Vagina Times.
Yes.
And our topics are provocative. And the titles of our room are simply clickbait, but it does not give context to the amount of energy and depth and just education that we provide. Why don't you tell them about Vagina Times?
Alexis needs to be a guest.
I know.
She needs to be a
I'm like,
guest
why
on
haven't I
Vagina
been a
Times.
guest yet?
Yeah,
But I kind of
French.
want to take it back to, because it's kind of, your platform is kind of, it's something new. It's something, people are still kind of learning about, myself included. So it's like, let's talk about how many people are involved with the arcade itself.
Go ahead,
Okay.
MJ. So MJ is our reset queen.
I'm the reset queen.
she's
So essentially, what
The
I am
voice.
is like the voice or
Yeah,
the host.
the voice
so
of the
think
arcade.
Of, what's the guy's name from the WWF? The guy that introduces
$1 million.
people.
You have
Essentially. So I intro, I reset the room, I recalibrate the room,
Okay.
and I outro as well. So,
All right.
And then, of course, I join in on the conversations, which are absolutely overwhelming sometimes. But they're fantastic. But
they're
yeah,
about what 70. Right now, I think we're at 70 members. But
Wow.
yeah, we're
That's
at
amazing.
70.
That's
yeah.
cool.
Well, we're at 70 members, and I
But
think at
the
this
followers.
point, 20,000 maybe.
I'm about to tell you in a second.
So those are people that you have that are just a part of your team per se, that can either be in rooms at any time and give you knowledge and kind of give you any, feedback that you kind of need here and there.
Yep.
So then from that, you have, shows that you've opened up. Like you said, your first show is, what was it again? The Vagina Times.
The
So, like,
Vagina
The
Times.
Vagina Times.
Yes.
We should applaud to that just because we all have vaginas are a lovely thing. But no, so how many shows do you have under your umbrella now?
Seven active.
Can we talk about those and what kind of topics do we speak about on these shows?
Sure. Some of them we haven't rolled out yet. We're pretty excited. We're launching a news program. We are also doing a behind the scenes with some of the, and MJ and I are going to do this together, which I'm pretty excited. It's called Life on Mars. A behind the scenes with some of the top influencers on Clubhouse. We want to get to know them a little bit more intimately, the way
Okay.
the arcade would, the way you would.
The private talk way.
Yeah, I
Yes,
don't.
exactly.
I don't want to know, how you got your first round of seed money. I want to know what you eat for breakfast and
sure.
do you take it from the back?
See, exactly. And see, that's what I
Wow.
love the brilliant, thing about private talk is like, it's about getting
Wow.
to know people. We may not know each other or what you guys were doing, but I want to get to know that because I'm very, I minored in sociology as well. And I'm big about how people run their world and their surroundings and just the knowledge that you have that it's so like, you have, stories that I wouldn't know, or I could have knowledge from you that you could just open up an insight and make my mind think about things a little bit differently. And I think that that's what's really cool about, kind of giving shows a different kind of platform where it's not so cookie cutter, where it's like, you know, we're going to hear about that stuff all the time. You know, it's packaged nicely to us or whatever. But, you know, when we get to the part with Truth with Texas, it's getting to know people and ask you questions that people wouldn't normally ask you, because it's like, we know all the other stuff. We know that, but we want to get to know the things that maybe you're a little embarrassed to talk about, maybe you're not, maybe is, you know, it derives conversation from something else, but it also can help somebody that's listening to it, you know, in the audience and whatnot. So I feel like it's cool to just, you know, communication is key, and the more knowledge is power, the more that we can get out there, the more that we can help and have fun with ourselves.
Yeah.
Facts.
We have a bunch of other shows too.
I think what was very important for the arcade was the respect that we show one another. So we created a space where we call each other, you know, kings and queens now. You know, we kind of like started that, and now I go into other rooms and you might hear, like, you know, some of the young men.
That seems very East Coast to me.
They might say the B word, and they might say the B word, and somebody be like, nah, she's a queen, or he's a king.
Talk respectfully.
Right, but it started spreading throughout the whole app. And then people started talking about the arcade. Like, this is where it started from.
So you put the trending setting of
right.
how to
We have
speak
a whole
to people.
vernacular.
But it's so, we're like the only, I've been in plenty of rooms, and we're like the only one that's really, really structured. Like, there's not people that's talking over one another, and we respect each other's opinion. It's not about, who's right or who's wrong, but it's like, all right, you got your own views because what you've been through. I got my views from what I've been through. I'm trying to understand why you think that way, as well as you trying to understand why I think this way. And it works out perfect.
So let's talk about that. Since there's so many of you in different personalities, how do you not step over somebody's conversation and get the knowledge that needs to come out appropriate times? Because, you know, how do you guys, you know, there's a lot of personalities. Sometimes you may agree to disagree on something. Like, have you ever disagreed with something or a member of the team that you kind of like either had to have a side conversation, or you didn't get along too much because it just got heated? Like, you know, we're human, you know what I mean? So that takes something, we're not always gonna get along.
Yeah.
And we
want the truth.
We want the truth here.
Let's go.
All right, so
We can't hear it private talk. I hope you're liking this episode because we're about to get the truth.
well, like Nikki said, there's over 70 members now, right?
Yeah.
So we when we open up a room, we can make it private first. So whenever a problem does happen, we can keep it amongst each other first before we let it out to everybody else.
So, sorry to interrupt you. So when you make it private, does that mean the only people in the group of the arcade group can speak amongst themselves
Exactly.
before anybody else can say
Exactly.
anything? Okay.
And then we have, you know, Telegram, where we have certain groups and people that fit them profiles for certain groups we have so much structure.
Back channel conversations.
Like, I can't even take like credibility for that. It's like, you know, Nikki and.
But is that based off the
else.
producing level of it? Because now it is
is.
not just something that you can go on and it's a little bit more structured. You know what I mean? And you are it's a company within itself. So is
Right.
that why? And so does it get less real or watered down because you have to go through a certain criteria to make sure everybody's on their P's
Not
and
at
Q's?
all. Because what we'll do is we'll have meetings beforehand. So you'll have like a pre-production meeting, talk about whatever the topics might be. And if we know like somebody might have a strong opinion on something, then we'll like kind of hash out how that might go. But in real time, as things are happening, we're like talking in the back channels like, oh, okay, this, and this. Mm-hmm. And if it's somebody who's not part of the group who just happens to be on stage and maybe they're talking about certain things, then we will wrangle those things in the back channel, and then it comes out, whether it's MJ, like MJ, okay, we're getting on
So
tangent.
anytime we hear your voice, it's gonna be like, so we're going to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
Trigger
crazy how
warnings.
that happened though, because like she got introduced by another member, and when she spoke, everybody was like.
When she smokes,
I know. I said that's
And
two
now
different
she
things.
does.
Smokes or
When she spoke, everybody was like, "Oh,
It was breathtaking.
So essentially, the way that I was introduced to the arcade is that I saw that it was a huge platform, and I recall somebody that was part of the arcade that no longer is part of the arcade. You know, had suggested, hey, like you should maybe do a collab or ask or maybe find your way in it. So one day I got into the room, I was in the audience, and I literally texted him. I said, "Pull me on the stage right now." And he said, "What?" I said, "Pull me on the
I
stage."
like the
Just let him-
confidence.
Yeah, I said, "Pull me on the stage. I'm going to reset his room." So I got pulled onto the stage, and then I started, "Hey, everybody, it's your Clubhouse Reset Queen, MJ." And I just reset his room.
I love
and
that.
Game was like, "Yo, I need you on the team,
He was
like
like,
ASAP."
what the fuck was
That's
that?
awesome though, but you came in, you took charge, you saw what
texting
needed
the
to
back
happen,
channel.
and you
Yeah.
saw maybe something, whatever you liked the message, you saw what it was, but you're like, sometimes things get a little off topic. Sometimes, little things get a little, it's room for error. You never know because we are, it's not thing that's set in stone. It's people are talking. It's their ideas. You never know what people are going to say.
Well, the beautiful thing about the Clubhouse, though, is that you're able to create your own lane in whatever it is, right? I'm a mom of 2. Like, who'd have thought?
So, question before Clubhouse, what were you guys doing, each of you, and how has Clubhouse changed your life?
So, for myself, I was an insurance broker for 12 years. So I sold insurance, and I was in a corporate setting the whole time. As far as Clubhouse is concerned, I don't know. I was just bored one day. Somebody sent me an invite. I was like, sure, why not? I get on there. I'm like, this is brand new. This is like a baby. Okay, cool. What's missing on this platform? Intros.
So then you had never had any production kind of,
Never.
in your life.
Never.
You just kind of just picked up on it.
Never, but dealing with clients, in insurance and talking on the phone, I've kind of built sort of a resilience to people. So I was able to just jump on there and just create my lane and not really think about it too much. And it worked out beautifully for me.
Well, you have a beautiful voice. It's very captivating. I can see why you can reset and start a room and people were like, okay, well, what did you just say to me?
Thank you.
What did you say? Can you tell me that one more time, ma'am, please?
Don't worry, we have a treat for you. She'll reset this shortly.
One mic.
How many resets do we get?
Yeah, we. I was by trade, I'm a publicist, and I still do PR. I had my own agency, and it morphed into something totally different now. I never thought that managing a team of thought leaders, and I know we'd want to call them influencers, but I just think that dilutes just.
I think thought leaders is a really great, words to say, because I feel like people get too lost in translation when it's like, you're like just an influencer or just this is because it's just too broad.
Yeah, I mean, do we have fun on different social media? Absolutely. We create content that moves the needle in which way, right? We spend, we live on a spectrum of, and I mean that deliberately often, of thought and conversation and humor, but. Yeah, it's pretty exciting. And so now we have an agency, and the agency manages the arcade. And there are a bunch of owners, and everyone has a role in one way, shape, or form. And I'm kind of the person that's figuring out, like,
You're
making
the
sure
mama,
that the
mama
window
bear.
washer doesn't, is not cleaning
Yeah.
the floors, and identifying everyone's talent and making sure that they
But that's
live
what's
and grow.
great about a great
It's a
team. You know what I
passion
mean?
project.
Like people need to have different roles to make a team, go move cohesively. And it's just, like everyone needs, it's not that anybody's stepping over somebody else, but everybody has different talents. Everybody has different things that are required from people just to make everything tick.
Don't get me wrong. This is real life, though. Like, there's power struggles. Absolutely. And yeah, there are folks that want to do more, and we're trying to figure out, the space for that. And there are folks that should probably do less. But we have quality conversation, and we are all very respectful, but we shoot from the hip. We're always transparent, and there's absolutely no room for
I'm from Texas. I
sensitivity.
like shoot from the hip.
Yeah, we shoot
Got
from
me.
the hip.
Straight shooter.
Helva.
Okay. I ran a club for 10 years.
Strip club, regular club.
AOD, which was a strip club here in LA. Penthouse Day Club. We did various events for.
So you working, you're in them streets, you're seeing what all these people
Yeah.
want. You're seeing like every
Definitely
day what people are like.
producing the parties, the marketing for the parties, dealing with the talent, which is actually how I met JC.
Okay.
So all of those factors have definitely played big parts in me doing what I do on Clubhouse. I own a feminine care line, so that goes in, hand in hand with.
Box
vagina
House.
It's
time.
called Box House.
Thank you guys.
Fox
No,
house?
box.
Oh, box house.
Box.
So talk about your box house. What kind of feminine products do you have? Is it just
Talk about her Box House or the brand
her
Box
company
House?
called Box
Oh,
House?
gotcha.
I mean, we can talk about her box house, but this isn't her show. Man, I will go in and talk about your box on your show anytime you want me to. You just say the word.
On the Vagina Times.
Definitely would love to have you. So Box House is a natural, organic, feminine hygiene line. And it basically happened because when quarantine happened, I was like, what the am I gonna do
Exactly.
with this area down here when everything's shut down? So I looked into a bunch of holistic ways to get this stuff done.
Is that something that was generally in your wheelhouse prior to, or just something
Yes.
that you, okay.
I've don't use chemicals in anything. I'm always making something of my own. So this, fell right in line. And I give vajacials. So that
Describe to Private Talk what a vajacial is.
A vajacial is a facial for your, well, really not your vagina, your vulva.
Okay.
So, beautify it. We get ingrowns. You might shave, and you're definitely going to get ingrowns if you do that. So I have a scrub for that.
Nice.
Balancing your pH. We use a lot of stuff that could throw us off. So, just making sure that your soap isn't imbalanced with that, or you're putting a bunch of chemicals down there. Like, it doesn't require all of that. So I wanted to bring the spa home.
Give back to the vaginas. I like it. It's true though, because a lot of people, and again, it's about healthy conversations. And with all this, that we have going on, and with Arcade, with Clubhouse, and even Private Talk, everything is like the more that you give knowledge into people, the more that some people may not have known any of those things. Me being in the adult industry for as long as I have, you clearly know that you got to take care of yourself down there, which every woman should know, but they learn that a little bit later on in life. Sometimes I feel like than they should like.
And I'm so glad you said that, because that was part of how Vagina Times even came to be, because we understand that there is a lot of stuff that women don't know about themselves. Like 33% of women do not wipe properly. You are supposed to wipe from the front to the back, and there are women wiping
Let them know, girl.
to the front. So it's just simple things that you would think that we're learning as kids, but we're not,
But you
because
don't.
it's so taboo and uncomfortable.
Because people either think that like, oh, you already know, or oh, this, whatever, and people learn, or they don't know, so then you never have that conversation, and then you just figure it out yourself. And that's usually where people fuck up, is when you figure it out yourself, and you figure it out a couple times, like, oh yeah, that's not right.
Or even, growing up, it's uncomfortable to have those conversations, because what do you think? Oh, if we're talking about this, or you're asking questions, you're having sex, or you're doing something that you're not supposed to be doing. And it's not even about that. It's about you having a whole operating system down there that
Knowledge
expands
is power.
past just your physical being, your spiritual being. Everything lives down there. We produce babies out of there. Like, a whole spiritual world lives.
And that's
in
what
there.
also, it's funny that you say spiritual world, because I'm very big into, I've found my like spiritualness more like coming into my 30s and being more like just spiritually awoke about those things, that you don't even realize as a woman that you spiritually and energetically take men when you fuck them and have sex with them, you're taking their energy from you. So you're taking things into you that you may not know that you need to expel or things like that, is because people are careless. And men even more so than women at that time, is because they're external more than internal. So they think like, oh, well, I don't gotta do anything, this, whatever. So it's just normal conversations that shouldn't be abnormal, that need to be more like the everyday conversation, and not like, oh girl, I can't talk to you this until this person leaves. Like, why can't we all have a conversation about it? Right. You guys are with women, you have, either girlfirlriends, wives, this, that, or the other.
Daughters
That you're raising that you don't know. And that's the thing, is usually when men raise daughters, they don't know. They're either, and so it's like, what do? You research. You either talk to your closest women or, friends that you have. And sometimes it's old school, and it's not the typical way of what's going on now. And it may be the wrong information. Yeah. And so, you know what I mean? So it's just like learning again, of what we learned when we were younger growing up for ourselves, and what is apparent now is night and day, at least for myself. Me in the adult industry, I learned more about my body, female, like from the smell, the taste of this, whatever, that I was like, if I'm gonna give it to somebody else, I'm gonna know exactly what I'm doing, because I don't want someone to say something about me or do something or have something wrong with me that I'm not aware of. And you know what I mean? So again, it's all about awareness and conversation. So I think it's an amazing thing that what you guys are doing, opening up channels for people to have a healthy, safe place to not be judged, to not have people ridicule you, that just have an open conversation.
And that's what it's about. Like, if you don't know, that's okay to not know. Like, we can have the conversation and make it a safe space for you. So yeah, I love that.
Love it all. So what were you doing before? Let's talk to the men over here on the couch.
I'm Julian, and I'm a Cancer.
This is not an AA meeting.
Yes.
This is not a sexual
Ladies,
hotline.
text me. Anyway,
Are you giving out your OnlyFans information right now?
yes. No, I'm
I'ma
not
go
the
get
one with the
my,
OnlyFans.
holy
This one
water.
has the OnlyFans. But I was a serial entrepreneur, record business, tech company, also tech startup for a number of years. Got on the Clubhouse. A producer I used to manage was like, dude, you got to get on here. You'll love it. And I was like, yeah, whatever. Like, I don't need another social media app. Got on, and literally instantaneously 18-hour days. Yeah, from like
It's
the
funny.
middle of
Don't
November.
don't chastise me here, but
Yeah.
okay. I've been on Clubhouse for a long time. I've been in maybe one room in a personal room,
Yeah.
but I've never really been joined in other things. Frenchie's been trying to get me on to do my own welcome things as well, and just be a part of other rooms
Yeah, the
that I haven't
party.
been
Yeah,
able to.
welcome party.
But it's like people would say the same thing, and that's why
Yes.
for me it was a little bit deterrent. Was like they're like it's so long. It's like it takes a lot of your time,
It
and I'm
does.
doing so many other things that I'm like, when am I gonna fucking have time to
Right.
do all this? You know what I mean? Not that I don't want to be a part of it, but you really have to dedicate time to do it, like I do with my show. So that's kind of my only deterrent is because when you say 18-hour days, I'm like,
But here's
that's
what's,
a lot of time to be on my phone.
Here's what's
or, you know
weird
what I mean?
because we're all like busy. Like everybody was really busy, but it just sucks that time, and it's not in a bad way. Yeah, it's not in a bad way. Like for me, I
If
ended
you don't
up in a.
manage it can be.
It can be.
But, that's what I'm saying, but
It
now
can
that
be.
you're making
First
this something as like
started-
business, you know what I mean?
No, let's
Yeah.
keep it all
I'm
the
gonna
way
say
real.
I didn't even sleep.
Yeah.
Like I lost
That's
sleep
true.
completely. I was up
Yeah.
to 5, 6
I
in the
lost
morning.
sleep and weight.
It was
Yeah,
brutal.
early
it was
on.
brutal.
I gotta sleep, I gotta eat,
I
I
would go to
gotta
bed.
smoke my weed, and
I would go to bed
I'm
at 5
good.
to wake up at 6:30 and be like, "Why did I do this to myself?" Only to get back on the
Yeah.
Now
it was
posting
crazy.
content.
At the beginning, it was insane.
So you were fiending for Clubhouse. It was like a drug.
No, it
You're like,
was.
I gotta have
Yeah.
it. I gotta have
No,
it.
it was.
Absolutely,
and there was
becomes addictive.
and there was extreme FOMO too because it's like radio. So if you miss a piece, you can't go
Exactly.
back and get
And
that
see what it is.
piece.
So it's authentic. It's in
Yeah.
real time.
And then this is happening in like the height of the pandemic. So
Right.
when you're longing for that connection, like
Yes.
thirsty
But
for
see,
it.
I also feel like that kind of was deterrent to me as well. It's like there's a lot of people that do need to say things, but there's a lot of crazy people that are just want to talk to just to talk. But
Yeah.
I'm like,
There's a lot of
you're-
cap on
you know
that
what I
app.
mean? So
Yeah.
it's like you're just saying things, and I don't really believe you. Like, you know what I mean?
But
Not
the
that I have
beauty
to
about
believe you
that-
about things, but it's just like you're capping.
You can, but you can filter those out. You can absolutely
can.
like when you choose the clubs that you want to be a part of.
See,
you
and
can
that's the
filter
thing
those
is, I'm
things
just
out.
not that aware of what's really,
Yeah.
really going
Well-
on in
Got
the,
it.
in the
Yeah.
Well, right now,
nitty-gritty of it all.
things changed from like the early Wild West days where it was just like, boom, everybody's
Are
jumping
you
in the
saying
rooms.
Wild West because I'm from Texas?
No.
Everyone's trying to find a
yeah.
lane.
That's why he said that.
Exactly. It was just wide open. There wasn't a lot of structure. People would jump in the room. So I had a club, well, still have a club that's pretty big.
Fuck your club.
My club is the
Is
shit.
that what it's called? Or she's saying, fuck
it's not.
your club?
Yeah, she just like shitting on me. It's called Fuck Your Club. But anyway, so
Shooters in the house.
Hustlers hat.
so the cool thing
101.
about the arcade really was like it really is like a super group. It really is a super group like Wu-Tang. Like I've got a club that's bigger than the arcade right now.
No, you
that
don't.
I don't even touch. Yes, it is. That I don't even touch because I'm over here building with the arcade. So like I took my talents to the arcade.
Basically,
So
he
what you're
joined,
saying
fun
is
ones
joined the
over
app,
here.
and I heard his voice, and I was like, he's smart. And I slid in his DMs, and I was like, so
This is what we really
want the truth. We want the truth.
When will you? This story is actually pretty incredible. I'm like, when are you gonna be? Yeah.
Make you walk.
When will you be in LA? I'm actually going to be in LA next week. I'm in LA and I'm also in DC and I'm bi-coastal and I have businesses on both sides. And I'm like, all right, well, I have an idea. Meet me. Turns out that we actually have a shit ton of friends in common by like 1 degree of separation. So that was kind of eerie, creepy, fun. And then
Still fun.
yeah,
That
no,
just,
the
means that,
alignment.
that just means that you're on your right path,
Yeah.
your right journey. And it's because, it's supposed to align at a certain time, you know what I mean? And everything happens for a reason, you know what I mean? Those types of things.
Totally. And Julian and I now, so we've formed a company and we have other businesses outside of that. I am proud to say that this man is my business partner on a lot. I mean, life has morphed into something that I never would have dreamt.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
That idiot would be my other half.
They work together so well. It's like they're like fucking. I don't even. They're like brothers and sisters, but like no.
So you guys said that, you guys met on, Clubhouse is obviously, it's something that you don't need to be in person. You can do on your phone, on your phone. You can do something, whatever state, city, whatever you're in. So this is kind of one of the first moments of a lot of you meeting. So how was that kind of a feeling for you, like having
Natural.
had conversations,
Feels like
but
we've
not
known each other.
seeing like the face and like
Natural.
whatever? Did you feel like old friends? Did it feel,
Yeah.
Natural.
So MJ, I want you to talk about what this moment was like for you, but this wasn't the first time. The first time that we all came together as a collective was in Tampa.
Okay.
We pushed the envelope a bit and decided to have a retreat, health and wellness, leading that charge. We have different arcade cells. we have communities in every city, and so. Yeah,
gang. I like it.
Heist gang.
That's how
heist
we
gang.
build legacies of things. You know what I mean? And you're onto something for
Yeah,
sure.
we were in Miami, and so I said, you know what? Why don't a couple of us come out and let's try this? Let's take this off platform and see if we really fuck with each other. You know, with Instagram, you can hide behind a photo. You're not really having conversations. You might talk on, you know, and have comments. You may DM and back channel. It could be your
But
homie
you really
writing
still
the DMs
don't get to
for
know
you.
anybody.
You don't
because
really
it's very
know.
surface.
So I felt comfortable having these quality conversations, right, in these rooms, and I thought, okay, I think this could work. And well, it did. Like, I fell in love, and I now, it's like the family, although he was asleep for 48 fucking hours.
Oh my God.
Because
I
we
was
decided
so
to
high.
have, part
I
of our
was so
wellness
high.
retreat was an infused dinner, and he doesn't really smoke. He doesn't really.
Yeah, I'm not a smoker, so what happened was we had a
So
weed
what had
infused
happened
dinner.
was, that's all.
I got
And also introduce yourself because he's
You can tell who's from Cali and who's from.
he's our male eye candy. He's a male eye
well.
candy.
Listen, I used to smoke a lot. Like I
Used to, shoulda, woulda, coulda, but you don't eat it.
I don't, cause I got I
doesn't he eat though?
Edibles.
What we talk about?
I eat pussy, but
You eat
I don't talk
ass
about
and
that.
pussy?
I eat ass and pussy. Hell yeah.
We're gonna get to that on Truth with Texas.
As long as they're using box halls, you know we gonna be good. Like shit, box house.
That was
clients.
genuinely authentic. Look, you let it slide in there.
Nah, this is serious though. 'Cause that's why I appreciate everybody's role in, like, you know, the arcade, because it's like, damn, like I appreciate her for letting women know how to take care of their box, because I like to eat pussy. So it's like I don't want to go down there and it's like a little nasty, but at the same time they're teaching you know, vagina education. I got 3 daughters, so you know I'm able to have these
The
conversations
knowledge
once it's
to where
ready
you
for
kind of
them.
like steer in that right direction.
Exactly. And you know, their mothers are not on the app, so like I might be getting a little more information that they even know, and
Yeah,
it's like
vagina
daddy's gonna be like,
connoisseur.
yeah, so but yeah, it's a little crazy. Like yesterday, we was in a yesterday was in a room. Hold on, we was in a room yesterday, and we had a queen. We had a queen that was talking about her sexual experience, and it went from, I literally was in the room for about 5 seconds, and then all I heard was I was masturbating in the shower, and I looked up and there was a shadow, and there was a dragon that was taking having sex with a dragon. I was like, it scared me, so I got out. I was like, I'm gone. So I jumped in the text app, and oh my God.
He sends me.
Say what?
He sends me the Game of Thrones. What's her name? Khaleesi. He sends it. He was like, "So is this her?" I'm like, "Stop it."
It was crazy. I was in a room for 5 seconds. All I heard was,
So you're not used to girls masturbating to like dragons in the corner?
no.
Banged out by
No, I was intimidated a little bit. I was driving, mind you, it made me a little nervous, so I was hopped right out the room. I said, "What's going on here?" And I text Game. I was like, "What the fuck just happened?" He's like, "They're crazy."
Crazy.
I'm like,
But I mean, you know, different strokes for different folks. Literally,
Oh, I
it's
wasn't
one
ready
of
for
those
that.
things that it's like that may not be your thing, but people fuck to like they get off to anime things. They get into like cartoon-ish things, and some people's imaginations are just so wild and vivid.
Yeah.
And some people see shit.
No, you're right. You're right.
You know what I'm saying? Like some people.
I don't
you know
think
what I mean?
nobody
Like,
was ready though.
Like
I'm so spiritual, like I'm so into all of the esoteric, all of that. But when she said it, I was the person who asked the question that got her to say it. So I was like, oh.
Like you're speechless. You're like where the fuck do I go from here? Like,
Yeah,
hell?
we knew.
You're like, is there an SOS?
She said
button?
reset.
It was I was like, please reset.
MJ's like the panic button. Reset.
But that's why it's one of those things though too that like, what I say, okay, so this whole thing about communication and why I said different strokes for different folks. I have to, like, I'm a Gemini, so I feel like I see the best of both sides. I may not understand, not that I don't understand, but I may not like fully will go there myself, but I understand it. Like I respect it, I guess would be
So
the
you
thing,
had
know
sex
what I
with a
mean?
dragon?
No, but I can understand there's things sexually that I do that people would never do, but I'm okay with it. So for me, if you want to fucking imagine that a dragon's coming to slay your pussy, bitch, go ahead, by all means, slay away.
Braveheart.
But
I
that's
just
just
thought
the
of the
thing is,
question
like,
that I
some
should've
people
asked.
just do that stuff. So it's like, but the thing is also what the cool part of knowing your platform is, like, if you make it seem bad to her, she'll think that it's something bad, which for her, that may be,
We didn't
it
make it
may
seem
not
bad
be
at all.
like that's your thing, but the thing is, like, okay, girl. Even if you don't know what to say, like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
That's
how
exactly
we-
what I did.
You know what I'm saying? Like, 2
we don't
weeks
shame
ago.
nobody
I ain't there yet with the whole dragon slaying shit, but maybe one day I will be. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Hey,
know.
Queen, if you see this, we still love you because you're.
Yeah, but the thing is, the conversation is about people having different, entertainment things of, sexually. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of things that people can like, from just men to women, be bisexual, be, like toys, not like toys, only like,
The people, furries? Is it
furries.
furries?
Yes, furries
The
are
people
a thing.
like to wear
Are you an
costumes?
incognito
No.
furry?
No,
He knows a
furries.
lot of stuff that I'm a little confused
Furries.
by.
I think I saw you at a furry convention once. don't you?
You wouldn't be able to see me. I never passed.
Well, that's what you think. That's what you
right.
think. No, but it's funny because
Furries.
I toured the world and I did different strip clubs everywhere. But there were furry conventions in some of the hotels that we stayed at, and it is a big thing. Now, again, that's something that I don't really know how that gets sexual for some people, but for me, it's like different strokes for different folks. I'm gonna be over here and fuck myself. You be with your furries over there. Like, you know what I mean? It's just different. Like, furry love. You know what I'm saying?
So
just
what's it,
cut,
PETA?
just
PETA?
cut the whole,
People wear like costumes, like
Oh, so you don't know what a furry is? Don't lie.
Oh, kinky.
So
Too kinky.
they're into the sexual thing of like, it's like the petting, the like actual animalistic thing is like, so they're in costume the entire time. The whole time.
He had to have watched that.
I need to
really
learn
like
about this.
heavily petting and like doing like things that are like super, I don't know, like again, fetish.
Sensual, like.
I don't know about that because they're into like their actual like costumes. So I don't know if that would be. I think it's a sensation, like almost. Again, I don't take these drugs because I'm not in that like whatever, but like ecstasy type world where they're like feeling things on the wall, like what was the one movie? It was no, the other one with
Zohan.
what was his name?
Ben Stiller.
Was it Wilfred?
No, it was the big. It was Jonah Hill was like the he was like the super bad.
Super
when he
bad.
was like no, it
was on
wasn't
a
super bad
psychedelic?
either. It was with what is his name? That man, I'm gonna have to. Yes, he was touching it, and Diddy was in it too. He was like,
Oh yeah.
Nah.
Where Diddy cussed him out? He was.
yes, that one.
Oh God.
And he's like touching the wall, and he's like, the wall is furry. Like
Was
they just
Zac
want to
Efron in that
feel. It was Zac Efron. No, it wasn't Zac Efron.
Oh.
It was the other. It was the chubby dude. What?
Oh.
did I say? Oh,
No,
yeah,
not
him. He was.
Jonah?
He was like working for a music company.
It's
He
called
was,
Get Him to the Greek.
Yes,
Get 'em to
that. So like when they were like talking about like
Greeks.
touching the furry wall,
Yes.
it was that I was like, that's that
Try
whole
this.
sensation of like, I don't know, touching. I'm not into it. I'm into other kinky shit, but we'll get to that a little bit later.
Well, let's get down to that, son of a.
Truth with Texas, we'll get down with it. So because again, with all the personalities, who is like the most easy to deal with? Who's the most difficult person to deal with? Who's the most proactive? Who's the most like chatty? Who's like in your dynamic?
Yeah, I'd love to hear
Who are
this.
all these things?
I'm just meeting everybody today for the first time, but it doesn't feel like I didn't know them for a long time. Like
You
I
feel like you're at your
I'm
10-year
home.
reunion, like you're like getting to
Yeah,
everybody.
I feel at ease. Like I don't feel like, oh my god, I just met you guys, right? I saw Heather. I was like, oh Heather, oh my god.
So Private Talk wants to know who's the naughtiest, who's the most proactive,
Who's the naughtiest?
who's the most business
It might be
oriented.
no, like maybe in real life, like as far as like profession, I'm the naughtiest probably. Am I?
Why do you ask the question? Am I?
Because listen, people got secrets. I don't know. I'm
So what are
I'm-
your secrets?
I'm very transparent. I really don't got secrets
They're on
though.
a public platform.
No, I said some people got secrets.
Yeah, you don't have that.
I'm not a
Some
secret.
have
Listen,
secrets, but not you.
yeah,
So
I
you're the naughtiest. You're
listen,
out of
I
yourself.
came in. I'm an open book. I do OnlyFans. My dick. I do helicopters on my. You know.
Is that a fact, or are you just sending people to your OnlyFans with the helicopter story?
Oh nah, that's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact.
He gives away free content.
He said that's a fact. Julia, yes, that's a fact.
Julius, hold on. Pause. Yeah, shit. Put him over there.
Things are getting
furries, and now
real
he's
serious
on
here at Private
OnlyFans.
Talk. I hope you're liking. Make sure you comment, subscribe to this episode. The arcade is getting real.
Real spicy. Nah, but seriously, before that, I was like doing modeling, hosting, promoting, and then I got introduced to OnlyFans by my ex-girlfriend, and she was like, "Hey, just a quick way to make money," and then I made a shitload of money by doing basically shit, like just being naked and being who the hell I like to be anyway at home. So,
I'm
yeah.
shocked he hasn't a shirt. Just take it off.
He never has a shirt.
I gotta
Never has a
listen.
true. But how do you
And
know,
you know that
things
as
when
well,
you don't
Julian?
see him, but virtually?
We met
Yes,
at
he
the
never likes his
sanctuary.
shirt on.
He was there. Nikki
Oh,
was
this
there.
is when you got really high off edibles and you couldn't function.
Yeah,
at
but
all.
you go to my Instagram
The Arcade
page,
Sanctuary,
I'm naked all the
Tampa.
time. So it's like,
So you just like being naked.
yeah, I'm like, shit. Yeah, we came into this world naked. I want to go out naked.
I say the same thing, but I also did porn for 10 years. You know, it happens.
See?
It happens.
So like my funeral, it probably consists of me just being there naked. Like just
We're going to the funeral that you're naked? Hold up, say what?
listen.
Open casket.
That is you meaning open cast.
He's
Listen.
gonna need like a
Taxidermy.
whole
Keep
mold
that
of
shit
his
stiff.
dick before it ends, so it's like, you know that it's for sure it's hard.
That's marketable, to be honest.
I'm a marketing
mold of the
geek.
dick.
I know
Honestly,
all there
Julian and
is
I
to
will
all
just
these
turn that
things.
into an NFT.
There you go. That's the
Taxidermy
new wave
his
of the
dick.
future.
Listen.
The wave of the future. We're gonna do a 360 of your dick.
Boxer Breeze coming.
It's still on display till this day.
Whose dick is?
Rasputin. He was a Russian.
I'm about to say that movie of Norbit.
His dick is like
My vagina is still on display for till this day. I've been doing porn for a very long time. I haven't done porn in like 4 years, but
You have one of those molds.
I do have a fleshlight. It's my exact replica of my pussy and my asshole. It's a.
Send me the link.
Get the asshole.
Don't forget
Send me the
it.
link.
Different strokes for different folks. You know what I mean?
Link
Some
in
people
bio.
like different holes. You never know.
Nah, there's a fact. There's different vaginas in
We
this
need
world.
to do an entire porn episode in Vagina Times.
We need like a porn talk.
I like that.
Like porn talk
So
on
this
the
is
arcade.
like navigating so like natural. It's
It's
going through this whole
organic.
thing.
It's
We're
like-
gonna take a little bit of a break and we're gonna get back to one of my favorite parts: Truth with Texas.
Oh shit.
Do you think you can handle it, Arcade?
You can try.
Yes.
Think you can handle?
I think,
I know
yeah.
you talk about some racy subjects. Miss Texas is gonna put you all through the test. I hope you're ready. I hope you're willing, and I hope you're gonna fucking like it. All right, Private Talk, we are back and we are ready for Truth with Texas. Thank you so much, Arcade. You guys have been very awesome. Thank you for telling me all of your knowledge. Is there anything else that you would like to touch on before we get to Truth with Texas?
Yeah,
Touch.
we have a really incredible show that has been super successful. It's called Legendary Talk, and we launched it during Women's History Month, honoring a lot of female trailblazers, women executives within music, entertainment, fashion, politics. We interviewed, we've honored Beverly Bond and. Who's the founder of Black Girls Rock, as well as Monique Blake, GM of Swiss Beats Productions. And one of
Dia.
the,
Just had Dia.
we just had Dia Sims, who's
Legends.
yeah,
Legends.
Dia
Yeah.
is president of Lobos Tequila, which LeBron is founder of. It's been the conversations have been compelling, and I really love that we launched during Women's History. But the icons that we're featuring that are on our lineup right now are really exciting, from Dennis Rodman to Jim Jones and a whole
That's
bunch of
awesome.
other
To
Again,
Alexis,
it-
Texas.
to Alexis, Texas.
Alexis Texas will be there. You just tell me.
Coming
You just
soon.
I love that. I think it's it's
Drip,
one of those
drip.
things that you need to have, a showcase of people who have legendary things to say.
Absolutely, they're icons within their own right.
And you're a
then
legend.
we
She's a
also-
legend.
Yeah, Julian, pipe down. And so then,
The disrespect.
Did Julian look at did you Google me when the break? Is that what just happened? I was kidding.
I already knew who you were. You can ask Frenchie. I already knew who you were.
Frenchie doesn't tell me things like that because
I'm old
he's like
school.
my brother, so he's like, no,
What
he doesn't know anything.
didn't happen was I didn't know we were coming to your podcast. So when I walked in and we met, and I'm looking at your
yeah.
fridge. No. Check it out.
He didn't actually tell anybody.
Check it out. So when he came down to get me, I was like, yo. I said, you know how that is, right? He was like, I'm saying it. And I said, dude, I didn't realize it, but then I'm looking at the fridge. I said, did you see The Usual Suspects? He was like, yeah. I said, when dude was looking at the thing, he starts piecing together who Kaiser Soze was because he's seeing the pictures. I was like, I'm looking at a fridge and I'm putting all this shit together. And I was like, oh, god damn, okay, thanks for telling us.
We had no
You're
idea.
welcome.
I had no idea.
Well, welcome, Miss Texas.
Yes.
I'm here. I want to talk about you guys, though. It's not about me. It's about you. But I love that you're here. I love that you're being candid. I love that your energies. I love that you're so free spoken. So I think it'll be, really great with Truth with Texas. So if you're a fan of the show, Truth with Texas, there's 4 cards. We're going to go through each card. And there's a lot of you, so we're going to go down to, we're not going to ask as many questions, but as many great candid questions as we can get, I'm all for it. So, private talk, are you ready?
Yes. Ready.
Arcade, are you ready?
Heist gang.
All right, so let's pick a card and let's get to it.
Julian, do you need to sit in between me and Heather?
I was gonna say Fred.
Secure in my masculinity.
I was gonna say Fredo can sit on my lap.
Oh, Heather's gonna get it. I'm like, if I had a go-go Adjugard.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Nope, you tell me what it is. Ace of Spades.
That's a good one.
That's our favorite here at Private Talk. It's a naughty question.
Of course, Heather picked that.
Naughty question.
A naughty question.
Oral sex, sloppy or clean?
Clean.
Oral sex, sloppy
Brush
or
your
clean?
teeth. Wash your hands. Don't touch me without it.
But you don't want to be like, but not as clean. Like, yes, his dick obviously has to be clean, but do you want it to be spit and slobber? Or you're going to be like so manicured where you're not getting anything? No dripping,
doing lollipop.
nothing?
The only wetness I want down there is the wetness that I produce. I do not want your saliva all over me and it smells like your breath if your breath doesn't smell.
But what about when you're
what
giving
if you
head?
ate Cheetos or something?
What if you're giving head to somebody? Are you going to...
Oh, you have to be sloppy with the head.
That's what I'm asking. For a guy, why?
Oh, I thought she was talking about what me receiving.
I like that it was about you first, though, Heather. I see that you're all about you, which I'm a woman of your own heart because I'm like, yo, you're giving me head first.
That's what I thought.
That's a fact.
But so if you're sucking dick, sloppy or clean, are you spitting on it? Are you gagging on it? Or are you just like, I can't
Sloppy.
Because you just did this whole thing that you're like, I don't want nothing spitting on me.
I would never
Watch the dragon.
want anyone to know the disgusting things that I do.
I want to know all the disgusting things you do, Heather.
I'm very modest.
The modest ones be the freakiest ones.
So they say, allegedly. But you're pretty freaky and you're not modest at all. So I don't know if that's always true.
Very true.
You know
Helicopters.
what's funny though, Fredo? So he is humble. It's off-putting. He
I
is
am
humble.
I definitely think that you're humble, but
When you
modest and
press-
humble to me are totally different things because I feel like you're just, when you like know you got it, but you're not overly cocky. You're just a man. Like it's nothing. Like I think it's also too more of like an East Coast trait. Like you're very this comfortable in your sexuality.
He is.
Like, and
definitely.
I feel like not that West Coast or like whatever, like
No,
Southern
West
people
Coast has a
don't
whole
know,
nother
but it's
definition.
just very way more
What do
open.
we
It's an
have?
open
Listen, I
caliber,
learned that fast.
but it's an open caliber of like optimism for
West
like what
Coast
everyone
straight is a whole different from East Coast straight.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, so I was raised. My parents
Yeah,
are both
they're
from the
bad.
Bronx, so like I'm raised more East Coast than I am, even though I was raised in the South. But I have East Coast influence for me, so it's just very like, and macho to me sometimes seems kind of like arrogant, maybe not the egotistical like word, but you just seem very comfortable in your own skin as a man of who you are, and like it is what it is. Like you're not trying to like sway anything other than the other.
no,
like
no.
so
I know
for
who
me,
I
it's just
am.
like
I know who I
exactly.
am.
So I think that that's maybe why that you fit in well with the Arcade family is that you're comfortable with saying your own sexual opinion about
Right,
things
right.
without being biased about other
Right.
people.
I mean, he's not walking around touting his dick in his hand. So.
No.
Unless you're looking at his OnlyFans, and then it could be a whole different thing.
Yeah, but I think like everybody respects, like everybody comes from like different walks. So it's like what I do has nothing to do with my personality, my heart, my loyalty, and everything else. I feel like that's where we lock in.
And
Like,
I think that that's really
Fredo-
great to say that as well. But it's like also too one of those things like you as someone who's dabbled in adult entertainment in a sense of doing things from modeling to whatever, you also get pigeonholed into a thing where it's like, oh, you're just overly sexualized. You have no opinion. You don't, you're not substance to anything like that. Myself
Right. included.
Being in the adult industry, they're like, oh, you're just always gonna be a whore. You're always gonna just have sex. You're always like, no, it's a part of who I am, but it's not defining who I am. I
Bingo.
have more substance to myself is why
Bingo.
I can talk about sexual things, but that doesn't mean that that's all I'm about.
Bingo.
So
And that's why
it shows.
Fredo is rolling out a show
Kings
next
Will Rise.
week called Kings Will Rise.
Yes.
Heather is helping produce.
Awesome.
Because it's going to mirror a bit the Vagina Times and just
So what
getting
is
into
it?
the
What is it based off of? What is
Kings
your
Will
show?
Rise is I feel like is helping people to understand, especially men, like how to be transparent and just become, no matter what you've been through, you can still overcome everything you've been through. You know?
Transparent in your relationships or just in life?
And life, period. Like, I did 7 years in jail. I came home. I changed my life. I'm out here living life freely and not looking back and saying, oh, my past decisions are the reason why it's holding me back from anything. No, once you take charge and you like understand who you are as a person, you become the best you. And I feel like that's what we're going to push out.
Nice.
So
Can't wait to
that
hear
goes
it.
in all
Men's health,
aspects, though. Men's health, wellness,
grooming.
everything. It's gonna be everything.
got
Mental,
wood wash.
spiritual, wood wash. Like, listen, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's gonna be going on with that, and it's we just empower the kings to be powerful. The queens will hold us down too as well, because to me, it's queens is more powerful.
So
than
King,
kings.
what is your naughty question? Is going to be, what is your favorite place to have sex?
Dan, that's a good question. I like it in the car while going fast. I'm like,
You are driving while
I
you
had
Going fast. Hold on. He had me with the car, and then I was like, wait, going fast.
No,
Who's driving?
Listen. Yeah, because me, I love to drive. To me, driving is like my meditation. Mind you, I don't have a license, so to me, I like the thrill.
This sounds all kinds of wrong.
Oh my God.
Yeah, well, that's what
We're
the fuck.
driving fast. I have no license, and we're getting.
I've never
we're
been in a
fucking.
car accident though. I've
He's
been
on
driving
the
since I was
freeway,
young.
just 220.
So
So how can you?
it's the
okay.
thrill though. The thrill makes the
So you're an attention
edit that?
seeking, not attention, but like what is the word? A thrill seeker.
thrill seeker.
So you're having sex on balconies outside.
Yes.
What's the most
Public
craziest
bathroom.
place? Mile
Shit.
High Club.
I'm about to get introduced to that. Like next time I go to Orlando.
Commercial or private?
He already has somebody in line.
Somebody
already
already
agreed.
introduced
What?
We have contracts
Nah,
out.
listen, I heard Miami's not even a spot for like the Mile High, like kind of like what's
But
the-
are you finding as like a stranger when you're in Orlando airport when you're on that flight and you're like, oh, I'm fucking
He
someone,
books
or
an
you already have
appointment.
someone that you're going with and you're fucking on the or on a commercial flight?
He finds him on Clubhouse.
Because Mile High
Nah,
means you're
Clubhouse
having
is
sex on
too
an
long.
airplane. So on the airplane, either commercial or private. Private to me, I think it's cheating. Commercial is way more
Definitely
scandalous and like the thrill seeking of
commercial.
getting
I like
caught.
listen, I like the almost getting caught part. I feel like it's the best quickies in the world.
We have
Like,
a question. What is your question?
I have a question.
What's up?
I heard you say, MJ said, are you going to find them on Clubhouse? And you said, nah, that's too easy. What, son?
I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah, we want to know, Fredo.
Hold on. I didn't mean it like that, but Clubhouse, like,
How'd you mean it though, Poppy?
All right, Poppy.
Yeah, let's talk.
I like a little chase sometimes. Clubhouse makes it a little bit too like.
So to me, okay,
Accessible.
so rewind. Is it like somebody like kind of like in a celebrity sense of like sliding into your DMs? So it's just like easy because it's
Slide
like
into
that?
my DMs doesn't really get me going. Like, mind
But
you,
then neither does, like you said, Clubhouse. That finding someone like there is.
I
easy.
have fun on Clubhouse. Don't get it fucked up. We can have some great conversation. I might tell you I'll eat your pussy from
But
the
are
back
you?
front.
But
And
are
that don't
you
mean when I
fucking
see you in
people
person.
Off of Clubhouse?
I'm not.
I've never
I'm
heard
not.
him
I
say
haven't
that to
just been
me.
going around jumping around like I've been.
But you have.
I have, but I haven't jumped around. You know what I'm saying? So there's.
Alexis, you should ask if any of us have had sex with each other.
I'm getting to.
Let's really
Julian,
unpack.
you get the mic.
Let's really
Throw
unpack.
the mic away.
That's part of my kinky section. We're
Right.
You will.
Yes.
so craziest
Yes.
booty call. Craziest booty call story.
Might want to change it now.
That's your. naughty
Oh, I got a great one.
Crazy
I got a great
ass
one. Okay, so this actually
Don't you
happened.
bullshit and like just. fit
No,
the
no, no.
story
This
that
is
you want
real.
us
This
to think
happened
that
when
we
I
wanna
was
know.
I was 17.
All right.
All right, so
legal age, you're
check this
18
out.
right now.
So I'm on a convention.
30 years ago.
I'm on a convention in Vegas. I'm on a convention in Vegas.
What kind of convention? A porn convention? Were you
No,
at
not
the
a porn convention. Nah, it was a medical convention. So
Allegedly.
allegedly. So here's the crazy thing. So this girl I want to hook up with the year before, we didn't hook up, so we made plans to hook up. We got there a day early before the whole convention started. So I see her and her dad checking in.
Real romantic.
Yeah, checking into the hotel. So they're like, same age. Yeah. So everybody had their own rooms, right? So she had a room, her dad had a room, but they had an adjoining door. Like the doors are open. So her dad was like,
I'm about to-
yeah. So Pops is like, hey, I don't know where you're staying, as if I didn't have a room. But, you know, her friend Renee doesn't come here the next day, so you can sleep in the other bedroom.
So he offered the
In the other bed.
Did you just
So that-
drop a name?
Renee.
Renee. For the record,
Her friend Renee.
her friend Renee. We could start putting pieces
Yeah. So here's what's crazy.
PI over here coming out.
together. Note to self.
Note to self,
Facebook,
Renee.
Facebook friends, Renee.
Send Renee.
Send NDA.
Yes. So she tells me, so he's like, meet us later for dinner. Okay, cool. So we go to dinner. This is in Vegas. We go to dinner, and I'm like,
You're doing all this at 17.
At 17. So I excuse myself,
That's a lot.
go back
you knew him.
to my uncle's
He's
room.
really 65.
Right?
Who's your uncle? Is he somebody
He
that's-
was the president of the organization at the time. So anyway,
so
I
he's
go
big
back.
balling. You're balling
He's big baller.
in the suite.
He's a big baller. He in the suite. He's busy.
You got an Amex. You said we all going to dinner.
Something like that. So it's booty call time. It's like 11.
Yeah.
So I come
Booty
for a 17-year-old. It's like 11. At the door, nice soft tap.
ASMR. It's all about it.
Yes. She opens the door. She's looking sexy. And I'm like,
In her Barbie pajamas.
yes. In her Hello Kitty t-shirt or whatever, right?
Hello Kitty t-shirt.
In her Hello Kitty t-shirt.
I promise you that the story.
He borrowed the sweater. She was in this exact sweater.
So she's got that look.
And then we made out.
Yeah.
What is the look? Like she's like on the
it was
prowl.
it.
Like
That was it. That was it. She had that look. So I came in, handled my business.
well, what is
And
it?
no, hold on. Let me back up. No. So check it out. Check it out.
He said he came in.
No, hold on.
He said he came in.
Okay. So
Handle
the
your
door.
business to me. She's
Okay,
like, I just
I'm gonna
jerked off
tell
in
you.
front of
No.
her. That
This
doesn't
is
mean-
what happened. This is what happened. The door is open. Her dad is sleeping in the other room. The door is open. Luckily, he's got emphysema or some shit, so he's hooked up to oxygen. He's got like, and he snores.
You said luckily he's hooked up to oxygen.
Thank God he was dying. And
Luckily.
so by the grace of God.
I mean, luckily, luckily
By the
from the
grace of the Lord, he was
standpoint
about to die.
that he's snoring, so I can hear him like he's asleep.
So if
right?
he hears a beep, 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 beep,
Right.
beep, you're fucked.
Yeah,
Everybody's
fucked. So we start kissing. We start
Did you play with
petting.
her
There's
vagina?
heavy petting. She's grinding me. I pull the shit off, bend her over in front of
Her
the
dad.
door.
In front of her dad.
In front of the door.
Sound like you had a condom.
You didn't have a condom.
I did.
You're 17.
yeah.
So why did you
You're 17. You're planning.
You didn't put it on.
Yeah, I was packing.
You missed that part.
I was packing. I slid
You're like,
it on.
you're searching. You're like, damn it, I left. that
Okay,
one.
you want that part? So I
Yes, we
put
want
it
it
on.
all.
It was tight.
You said,
So I
hold
had
on.
to
You
grab
asked me
another one. It was tight.
Hold on.
This was before
Pause.
Magnums.
You said, do you want that part?
Do you want that part?
What is that your go-to line to
Ooh,
women?
yeah.
Do you guys remember on 40-Year-Old Virgin when he was describing touching tits? And he was like, yeah, they were like, what did they feel like? He was like, sandbags. That's what this story is giving me reminiscence.
It's very familiar.
You
So-
want that part, girl? Okay, what
Yeah,
happened
you
after
want this
that?
part?
Want that part?
So I hit
Slid
it.
the condom on, safe sex only. private
Slid the
talk.
condom on. Hit it from the back. The booty was
In
nice.
front of her dad's door in case
front
it
of the
opened.
dad's
Who had
door.
emphysema.
Yeah.
In front of the dad's door, who's
Luckily it was an
snoring.
oxygen tank.
Luckily,
Dying.
he's got emphysema. He's snoring like a bear. So when I was done,
I'm a snorter. I can't help
39 seconds later.
so when I was finished, here's the dope part about it. That wasn't the best part. No, that wasn't the best part.
always more.
I went to sleep in the other bed. And at the time I had long hair, like
Does that
twists.
mean it wasn't good?
No, it was great.
Then how do you
No.
fuck someone and sleep in the separate
No,
bed?
because
the dad
here's
was
the
next door,
story.
he's not
The
dead
dad
yet.
is there
So
in the room.
respectful. He was
in a
still
separate
alive.
bed. So I got in the other bed, and here he comes, and they'll attest. I can lay on something. You think I'm asleep? I hear everything. I'll be on the sofa.
I was like, what?
No, it's true.
Yeah, we'll have meetings, and I'll be on the sofa at like 2 a.m. and they think I'm asleep, and then I chime in. So I hear him, and he's like, "Who the fuck is that in the bed?" And she's like, "Oh, Dad, remember like you told Julian he could sleep in the other bed?" And this dude's like short, stocky, weighs about 300 pounds. He jumps on top of me, and he starts punching me. "Nigga, wake up, motherfucker, wake up." And I'm like, "Oh shit, Dr. So-and-so, I'm sorry."
He's the one with emphysema, the doctor?
The doctor, he jumps on top of me. He's punching the shit out of me on top of me, like some MMA shit.
Was he wearing
He's punching the shit out of
the
me.
oxygen mask?
Out of there, Julian, run!
So I wake up, like I act like I'm startled. I wake up, oh, hey, Dr. So-and-so. And he's like, wake up, put your clothes on. We're going to breakfast.
Excuse me?
And I had breakfast.
My God. I told
Yes.
you it would
He's
end
punching
PG-13.
him.
Yes.
And
He gave me the keys.
Are you married to this girl now?
No. Definitely not. Definitely not.
You ain't never been the same after that.
Never.
Woo, where do
me.
you go?
still wearing the same shirt till this day.
Does size matter?
He took her sweater.
Does size matter? That's your naughty question.
For me?
Honestly.
No, I don't think it necessarily matters.
You
no.
don't think or you know? Like, have you ever been
Okay,
with
no,
somebody?
hold on, yes.
Have you ever been with somebody and
Yes.
you like and
Yes,
you're like,
and I was like,
oh
no.
no, I
Yes.
cannot.
Yes.
Because
So-
for me is I've had something like that happen and I was like, and this was when I was younger and I was like, oh.
So what I will
like,
say is
what are
this.
you doing?
Girth and width is important. Length isn't so much important.
Okay. So tell us about the time of the story that it just wasn't for you. Did you see this person naked and you're like, nah, it's not happening?
That's
Or
exactly
did you
what
actually
happened.
like fuck and you're like, just get off me?
No, it was just one of those things where I'd seen it and I was like, nah, that's never happening.
What if he was a grower, not a shower?
No, it was a pencil. Like it was thin.
See, that was my problem. It was long and skinny, and
Yeah.
long and skinny is not the
To
system.
me, it feels like, what's that
Long and
character
skinny
on,
is
what's that movie?
painful.
It
Scary
just
movie?
felt like no, it's not even painful. It was like
guy
a
with
wet
the fingers?
noodle. It
No,
was
the guy that's
disgusting
like
Harry
to
Potter
me,
Corner.
and I did not like it.
Yeah, with the finger that dips his. Yeah, it looked like that. That was weird. Yeah, that wasn't for me.
Harry
I
Potter's
tap out.
wand.
Yes, thank you. No, come again. Return to
No,
sender.
thank you. So did you run out? How did that conversation
No,
happen?
just
Were
it
you
wasn't
just-
gonna happen. I'm sorry. I don't do
So
this.
you said that?
Yeah, I don't do this.
You said I don't do this. Does that work
I
for
don't
you
do this.
often? Where you're like, I'm
Absolutely.
sorry, I don't do
Yeah,
this.
yeah, absolutely.
But how does it get to that whole like that point where he's like naked and he's like,
It wasn't
Yeah,
naked.
I
It was
don't
just,
do
you
this,
know. No, well, you have like sensual moments. You kiss.
you know you've done that look before. Like you said, the girl at the door looked at you like that look. You know you sat back and was like, bitch, are you gonna suck it or not?
Yeah, no.
You've definitely done that.
It didn't even get that far. It was just one of those situations where you kiss and they take your hand, they put them there. You're like,
Oh, so you
That
didn't even
didn't work
see
for
it
me.
naked. You
I
just
didn't have
felt
to.
it.
I didn't have to
Oh,
see it.
that's
Yeah.
horrible. I'm
No, I
sorry
didn't
you
have
went
to.
through that.
Yeah,
Let's
that was a tap
erase
out
that
for
out
me.
of your mind.
yeah,
See,
that's
I don't
it.
understand when
Oh,
women
stop,
be
I don't do
talking,
this.
Like they say like they be saying thumb size and like
Yeah.
pinky. To me it's like to me I can never believe.
I saw your thumb and I
What
had
do you
questions.
mean? Like that it actually exists?
Yeah.
That's a size?
Yeah,
or like why?
to-
Because you're so like.
See, I'm not even the biggest, but I just
But
don't
not
understand.
saying that you're the biggest, but that you have like substance to your dick.
Oh, no,
so
my
for
dick
you
got
to say something like this, because you've never been around guys, like okay, so I'm sure you've played sports, you've been whatever, and these people like take obviously like when you're kids, you take showers with people. Not that you're not with people, but
Yeah,
like you're
but
in
as
a room
far
or
as,
whatever,
like,
right?
pencil
But I'm
and
saying as far
thumb
as you've
size?
never seen one of your friends
No,
that
we
didn't
good.
have a well endowed dick. They all had fucking big ass dicks.
Impossible. Y'all lie.
Like as a girl,
Listen,
I
I'm
used to
from
be
the
naked
hood.
in the,
We
in
used
the
to-
dressing room. I mean, in the fucking shower, and we be running around that bitch. We all see what we have if we have tits or
Nah.
whatever. So with dudes, you would think that it's the same way. Now, maybe not that you're not all hard or anything like
Nah,
that,
none of
but
my
not in a
homies ever was
non-sexual
like-
way.
When
But
they
you've
go
never
potty.
had a friend that had like a dick, and you're like, oh, thank God it's not me.
Well, what do you think they do when they go to the
Nope.
bathroom? They pee, right? Those urinals.
But that's
they
what I'm
see each
saying.
other.
He's-
And I'm sure they look. Of course, y'all look.
Hold on.
Y'all look.
Time
Stop
out.
it.
No
Stop
one is
it.
at the urinal
Yes.
looking.
And
First
Heather
of all,
doesn't believe me.
you're not
Heather
doing
eye
that.
rolled
And you're peeking. 100%.
There is zero peeking happen.
You're
There-
lying. If
Please.
you've
Yeah.
never peeked at another guy's dick non-sexually and just by
Bold-faced lie.
accident in conversation,
Listen.
you're a liar.
Listen.
That's a lie. You've never
Listen.
tried to suck your own dick, yes or
Listen.
no?
Of course,
you
when
ever
you're
tried to
young,
suck your own dick?
when you're young, before you get your first.
So when you're
yes.
young, you don't look over by accident because you're having a conversation.
Yes.
Not that you're doing
It's
it
a natural
sexually.
thing to look at just to
But
make
that's
sure
what I'm
that you're
saying.
good.
Exactly.
And then you'll be like, oh, damn, I'm
But
big.
it doesn't have to be sexual, but you're
Oh,
still
I'm
looking.
big.
What's going on?
And then you catch eye contact.
Yeah, well, that's a whole
That's-
fucked up
yeah,
conversation.
that's-
I've seen a bum on the street take a shit and we made eye contact and it was a problem for me. But it wasn't sexual, but it was a problem.
So there's one thing as a man that you never do. You never eat a
let us know.
banana and make eye contact with another man.
What about an ice cream cone?
Nothing,
lollipop.
nothing along the lines. Nah, but I just back to like I just never like women be like,
about a
yo,
corn
it's-
dog?
it was the size of a pinky or thumb. To me, I can't think of that even being possible.
Because that maybe it's not your thing, but it is possible. I will say, so in the beginning of my porn years, there used to be things that they would do so it'd be like reality type things. So some people, they would look on Craigslist. I remember being vividly a scene that it was I don't even know if these even exist anymore, hand job scene. But it was literally the smallest penis I have ever seen in my entire life. Like literally, it was a micro penis. And literally, I remember, this is how fucked up I am, because I was like, well, fuck him. If he's gonna be here and do this, and I'm gonna fucking glorify it. Right. So I literally took my 2 fingers and I did this on purpose to show you the size and the what it was. He wasn't a performer. He was somebody on Craigslist that got whatever. That sounds even worse. Yeah. But we were all tested at this time. Right. But the thing was that's what it came from, because it was supposed to be like a reality type, somebody that you whatever. But literally, it was a micro penis. It was like this.
Was he Asian?
He wasn't in shape. He was it was an afternoon day. It was a white man. Story time. No, but it was 3 girls. And I'm like, how do you get girls? Yeah, homie. This is why I was like, this is why. And the other girls would be trying to make fun of it. And I was like, you can't make fun of it because they're not going to be there to deal with whatever. But some people, again, that was his fetish thing. But
I bet you he nutted like a motherfucking fountain.
It was it wasn't even like that, homie. It was so small and soft that it came soft. Yeah, that problem. Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever came soft?
Of course.
Of course.
Yeah,
why do you say of course like I have one? If I had one, I would like to have and I would know these things.
Listen, women think they're the only ones who fake orgasms.
Fredo like this as he's trying to explain it.
But you faking an orgasm and you coming soft are two different things.
A soft nut is a dude faking an orgasm.
But that means you're not nutting.
No, you can nut, but it's like you're not enjoying it. You're like, let me get over it. So
you're mad that you're soft and coming?
No, you can nut when you're, because listen, I do my OnlyFans shit. Sometimes I like women engagement. So if I'm doing it by myself and I'm not in the mood, but I know I need to make some money, sometimes it does happen. But as far as me having contact with a woman and coming soft, never. I never dealt with that.
Does it hurt when you come soft?
No, I don't get blue balls. I never got blue balls in my life.
Have you ever given blue lips? Really?
I never got blue balls in my life.
Have you ever given blue lips?
Oh.
It's the same thing for a man to a woman.
I've gotten blue ovaries.
Oh, no,
you're not giving her the full thing. You're I don't even want to talk about this because
as far as
I have this.
You already started it.
I'm gonna.
I'm
gonna tell you. I just had to preface that. Calm down. But since we're getting private here,
calm down. He wants all of it. I told you he has it.
There is the thing. Okay, so I get a massage from somebody, right? And in low key, it's the most professional, sexual, but non-sexual thing. In my head, it's something sexual. Not that it's been crossed over from that person, but it's just super highly to that thing that I was like, I think I just came. But he didn't know. He doesn't even know, I don't think. But I have this relationship in my head that I'm like,
masseuse.
He's fantasizing.
He's a regular masseuse though.
Yes. But I'm like, I don't want to make it awkward because I don't want to make him feel like I'm using him as whatever. But it feels good. And he knows what he's doing. So in my mind, I'm like, does he know? Or doesn't he know? I don't know. But it's been like this for a long time, and I'm okay with it. I keep booking my massages.
There's an entire episode on girlfriends.
If you ladies want to know who he is, I'll give you his name too, because he's the best. But he's the best. The thing is he's literally the best masseuse I've ever had, and I'm a massage whore. I've been everywhere in the world. I've gotten massages everywhere, and he's literally why I won't teeter that line to cross because I don't want to make him feel uncomfortable is because he's so good at his job.
Can he
I wouldn't want to lose him
right
as that because I'm like girl, are you just that fucked up? You need to have a conversation
with yourself. No. Can you fit me in?
You need to get over here. As I think about that, because just because I've been in a sexual industry doesn't mean it gives me the right to over sexualize moments. So the same thing with men to women, I respect it. If it was a woman I felt the same way, I would do the same thing. It's I don't want to cross that line. But I want to cross that line, but you know what I'm saying. Right. But it feels good.
I've heard about women masturbating after massages.
I don't masturbate, but I definitely every time I call my girlfriend, I'm like, he did it again. I'm like, I think he did this thing.
He hit those chakras.
I was thinking the same thing.
But the thing is, he's not even trying to be sexual. It's just So, and that's what like, gets to me. I'm like, is it just feels that good with my body because he feels like he knows what he's doing?
Yes.
Do you go high?
I'm always high.
Oh, there you go. It makes
But
sense.
I could be high, but I could be high, drunk, I could be not anything, and it's still the same. I've done experiments because it's been a while now. And like my guy friend, he's like, just drink a little and then turn around. I'm like, no, but what if he's offended? I don't want to offend him.
Drink a little and turn around.
And like, I'm like, I'm single, but
Yeah, just throw it in his face. And say, wham,
But
bam.
see, okay, so let's talk about, because we have Ben here. So if you were in the same situation and you, again, not doing anything, you're just doing your job and you're not, that's not your job, but we're just playing like, you know, hypothetically. What would you do if a woman just turned it and was like, here it is? Would you feel uncomfortable because that is your job or whatever? Because my thing is I know what I feel, but I'm not trying to interject because and think somebody else is feeling the same thing because I'm doing that and he's literally doing his job.
Maybe not. That's a transfer of energy.
And that's why I don't.
Yeah,
is
because
because
you
for
can
me, it's
feel
like
it.
as a woman, I like the way it feels, but I'm not gonna overstimulate that line is because I want to be respectful of his craft and how great he is and what he's doing. Because
Maybe that's part of the craft.
Right.
And that's what my
And
girlfriend
might
says.
take it
And that's
away.
what my girlfriend says. She was like, maybe he just knows that you liked an erotic thing, whatever. And that's like, he doesn't cross any, like that's what I'm saying. I want to make it a fact. He doesn't cross any lines.
He's
It's
a
just me
professional.
thinking like,
Receiving it that way.
oh my God, he's touching me.
Yeah.
And it's just that part.
But it's a transfer of
I-
energy. He
yeah.
probably is putting that energy towards it. So
Well, the women that I have massaged me do not look like anything, but I know what you're talking about like that. Wait, hold on, what the fuck was that little tingle?
And that's the thing is like, is it because you feel so relaxed?
I think that's it.
And like, you know what I mean?
That's why I was
And
like,
so,
are you high? Because I know I do it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that's not. And
so
I'm-
maybe
and
it's just
looking
because I'm
at
high.
you.
I'm going to go with Heather's answer. I'm just high.
Are you just sexual?
I'm definitely
And it's
a
human
sensual
touch.
person.
It's
because,
human
I mean,
touch.
obviously, I've been in the adult industry for over 10 plus years, and I know that I am. But for me, it's like because I know that I am overly essentially sexualized person, I don't try to cross lines with people
Right.
who are not that, and I like to invite that conversation or that like growth.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna step a line like so. So for me, it's like even with dating, people would think like, oh, you date all these people, do whatever. I am intimidated by dating because I'm so over highly sexualized. I don't want to make it about that level. I want it to be
Right.
about a more, substance level. So it's like, how do you get off
Yeah.
that whole thing?
yeah.
They don't clubhouse. You'll be all right.
Yeah, I think like with the whole
Thank you.
massage thing, like it literally you keep that one of those secrets in between y'all that you don't talk about. Kind of like when your friend's girlfriend gives you long hugs and you're like, oh, I think she likes me, but like we're gonna keep that. Like you never say anything
give
about
how
it.
long is
hug
too
just
long
now,
of a
but it's just
hug?
because I want him to feel that I'm here. I'm present.
But if it's something
Yeah.
that's platonic or something that's sexual,
Okay, you
like how
know-
long
you
is too
know
long
when
of a
it's-
hug?
you
For you
know-
to think like, oh,
you know the
they're wanting
difference.
to like.
You know the difference.
If you're spiritual, I think you can feel it. Like you can, but I don't know. I had women hug me and just like I love hugs, so I will hug and it just feels good.
His hug is
Like,
mild.
Nah,
I know what he's talking
see,
about.
I wasn't.
Mild.
I didn't.
He gave me one of those side hugs.
Well, I had like.
Side hugs are the worst.
I had three
see, I'm
backpacks
Southern
on.
too.
I had three backpacks on. What the hell?
But see, that's what's also awkward too with COVID times.
don't
It's like
pat
you
me.
don't know the
I don't like the pat.
Let me second guess, but I'm like,
I don't like the
I'm
pat.
sorry.
If I feel the energy
Yeah.
that you
I
might
like to rub.
be feeling me, everybody's not gonna feel me.
Oh yeah.
But if
If,
I get that energy, as soon as I see you,
Pat, pat.
Right.
Got it.
Heather, if you ever pat me
never
on the
hugged
back,
a
Well, good to
Weird.
know,
Be
Heather.
upset, Heather.
see, there's like
Good to know,
levels to
Fredo.
hugs though. Not like I would never hug a woman that's like with that creep kind of vibe. But I never gave that off to a
not?
woman.
But
That,
I
If
don't
you're
think
my
that it's-
brother, I'm like hugging you.
But I don't
here.
think it's
If I
a
like
creep
you,
vibe.
I'm going
I
under.
think it's the level of like, hey, is it the like, okay, 2 to 3 seconds? That's like, oh, family.
but it's like
Or
the firm
5 to
that, like-
7 where you're like, okay, I could like
I go
snuggle
down.
up against you and like,
see,
because like you get the smells, the pheromones, and that's the thing is, so it's like, what's the level of the length of? Because I'm a hugger too. I'm Southern. You like to like be, in people's space, but not
Right.
like.
but there's a hug like a hug, and then there's like a hug where you kind of like clench up and you let her
Yes.
feel you. Like there's
The breasts
If I
are
touch my
touching the
muscles up and
chest.
I'm like put like
Exactly.
That's the hug.
Yes.
So if you're getting 2 titties on a chest,
It's not. It's
And
just the
y'all
way
y'all
if
are
he flexes
feeling
on you,
right.
Yeah,
Yes.
like if he cuffs you like right
Yes.
under your back blades,
Yes.
like
if he lifts you up, it's definitely.
he might dig a little couple fingers, like just
Right.
not, like it won't be deep, but it'll,
Like y'all are feeling.
I have 4 backpacks on. What the hell?
So question,
I give a
with
good
all
ass
this,
hugs.
you know, all these energies going on, has anybody fucked each other throughout their group? No sexual attention? Why do all the guys be like, oh, not my
Absolutely
question,
not.
I think.
Not even a thought.
Julian has lesbian obsessions though. With me
he
and Nikki.
sets them up.
Lesbian
Nikki and
members
I-
of the group.
Nikki and I can be having a conversation about cereal.
Heather.
And he'll be like, oh, well, why don't you just kiss her in the mouth when you put the cereal in the bowl?
Cap.
So
Like,
you
what does that
get
have to
jealous on certain
Cap.
things?
No,
So
it's
have
fun.
you fucked
Heather, have you
anybody from the
eaten cereal? Why don't
arcade?
you just
No,
eat her?
and it's fun.
What?
Not at all, but it's fun.
Have you teased the line of fucking somebody on the arcade?
I like to. What would you call it? I love
Apples
making.
M&Ms?
I love making inappropriate jokes.
Okay.
And
Love
it's so
it.
funny because he's so dry. Normally, like, he's business. And then all of a sudden, he comes with this
Tourette's.
Are they
Like,
are they corny dad jokes?
Often.
very often.
So you're trying to pass the mic so much. How have you fucked somebody from arcade?
Nah, we keep it fresh. We had like
Why do you
sexual
look
talks.
like you've had sexual talks? So that means you've had somebody like climax through your sexual talks, or what?
Oh, I'm pretty sure there's women that got wet.
So we also have other
throwing some
shows
Not
called
wet.
Higher Elevation, and that's on Saturdays at 3 p.m.
Listen,
and
we-
then they,
Who's getting the gems on higher elevation?
Did they talk
and then
to
back
the
to
We-
then we have Sunday school. Let's go to Sunday school.
Oh, Sunday school was I think though.
So you've never had some girl on arcade was like, hey,
Not the arcade,
we want to fuck.
otherwise though. But no, I had as far as people telling me they want to fuck, yeah. But that's like
So you haven't crossed any lines. You're a good boy.
I'm not a good boy at all. I'm not even. But listen, I just feel like some
See,
things
what
don't.
happened was I
some
wasn't
things
a bad
don't need to
boy,
be.
but I wasn't a good boy, and then we're gonna leave it at that.
I feel like when we building like the arcade, especially, we should keep it like business because once you involve everything, there's so many other women that I can have access
And
to.
that's what I feel like with men when it comes a little bit older is like you realize, yes, can you fuck anybody?
Control,
Yeah, of
control.
course. But it's about substance too. It's like let me not put my dick in everything because there's there's repercussions to that. And
Right.
not because it's something that you couldn't do, but you're also around a lot of people that people sometimes get salty and can't relate with that means.
Exactly.
You know, it happens.
Everybody's like attractive. Like everybody.
Yeah, we have
Are
attractive
you
ass.
telling us that you like us all right now, Julia?
No, I'll tell y'all like y'all. Yeah, we have some attractive ass women in our. Yeah, if you look at her, and we all went and said like we have an attrative ass. We are the
Our crew
shit,
is-
yo.
our crew- we're all
Mentally,
good looking, and they're-
spiritually,
and they're-
emotionally, and physically, like we're just the shit. Like, goddamn. Nah, I'm not.
We
this
can
person.
easily cross the
What
lines,
type
but I
of,
think that the thing
example is
that
that?
we are all super cautious about is just maintaining that energy that's so incredibly stellar. Like I don't want us to ever feel stale, and
Keep it fresh.
like I will fuck the shit out of Fredo. However, I'm not
keep
going to
it-
do that.
Keep it.
And
we
so,
keep it. We keep it PG. You
so
know.
we took. So this. Yeah,
This is an open line.
Respectfully, disrespectfully.
And I think that sexual attention also drives a lot of our conversations. And
It does.
I agree with that too. It's
keeps
because
it
it's
spicy.
like if you could create those conversations with like intentions of knowing that there's like, whoop, okay, wait a minute, like your stopping
Yeah.
point, it also generates conversations that could be within that's useful knowledge.
yeah.
I definitely think like if something did happen, like it would turn into a full blown orgy. Like it would just have to be everybody.
Everyone already
It would be
came.
everybody.
Do you see?
Heather is
It's a
opting
family
out.
affair.
Heather's
Debauchery.
Literally a family affair.
She's like, I'm good with the dragon.
Heather, what your naughty question is, have you ever faked an orgasm?
I'm an asshole.
Ever in your life? So if someone didn't make you orgasm, you're gonna be like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
No, I'm gonna tell you to get off of me.
Have you had that happen? That's a bad situation.
Yeah, hell
That
yeah.
was sad.
Step up. I'd rather a woman keep it real. Like, goddamn. That's why I like to make her orgasm first by like eating her out. Like,
But the thing is, it's
Just-
okay not to like. I don't feel anything if I don't like. As long as it's fulfilling the.
Oh no, we're fighting. If I don't orgasm, we're fighting. For me, I think that to fake it shouldn't be in a situation at all. Like again, it could be enjoyable and you don't need to fake it. But I also feel like if I'm not getting something from it, I don't want to do it.
right.
So for me, it's about authenticity of whatever it is. So if we're doing and we're two souls that we're doing something that we're doing right now, like I want to be in it. I don't want it to be like overthinking it, whatever. And with myself, it's very like, are you fucking me or fucking like Alexis, Texas? So like, who are you getting? I'm always gonna be Alexis, Texas, in a freak zone type of situation, but it's also like compartmentalized of what it is.
That makes a lot of sense though.
So do you like, is it the fucking that's important, or is like the passion? Like all of it, like
I
the
think
kissing, the energy.
To me, I could fuck anybody, but to me, it's about the chemistry and the passion of
Right.
what you can do and bring out of me that other people can't.
Bingo.
Because even me being in porn, and then I've done X amount of scenes and doesn't mean that I don't have sexual drive still, and I
Right.
don't desire certain things.
Right.
And so my level of like heightened sexuality is to a point. And so if I'm not reached on whatever level, then you're not reaching it.
Right.
Bitches. All right, next card. It's a mouthful when there's like so many people. I'm like, we can't. I want to know all the things.
There's another
Ace of
card.
Diamonds.
I thought we was only picking one
All
card.
right,
There's another one.
Ace of Diamonds is a spicy question.
Of course, Nikki would like
Spicy.
that.
How many partners have you had?
Goodness.
Oh Lord.
Uh-oh.
Don't be shy now. You like to negate other people letting you answer the questions, and you like sit in the background or a little bit, and then you speak the truth moments when it needs to be spoken. I see you. I see you.
1,600.
I had my 20s were. So off camera, my brother's sitting over there, and he just decided.
Oh, that's your brother. I didn't even know that.
Earmuffs.
My 20s were fun.
Fun.
Yeah.
All right, I like that. Most embarrassing sexual moment.
Time you farted?
No, I didn't have
Time you sharp.
Sharting, darling, during sex, that's a problem.
That's a problem.
I fell off the bed.
Oh. Like when you were going to do a sexy move, and you're like, oh, shit.
No, like I turned over and he was like hitting me. Then I was like just scooting.
Oh.
And I lost, like I was trying to.
Did y'all laugh about it? Did you?
We couldn't do anything but laugh because it was like, what the fuck just happened? Like, you're on the floor, I'm up here.
You're like, your dick just
back
put
up
me
here.
on the ground, baby.
But like, he tried to keep going. He was like, it's okay, come on.
I'm on the ground.
My neck.
My neck, my back.
I like this cripple moment.
I like it. Last time you had sex with an ex?
Oh my God. You guys are going to make fun of me. A year and a half, almost 2 years. Almost 2
Pre-COVID
years.
times.
Yeah, my ex-husband. Yeah. Bye.
How was that?
I had 2 kids.
I like it. That was it happened.
Well, she's 3 now. Oh my God, so maybe closer to 3. Damn. Yeah.
we need to bring you some sexual juju, put it out in the world.
You know what it is? There's power in this.
There
And she's
is.
very fertile.
And
I'm
I-
not trying to get pregnant again, let me tell you that. And you know what I'm saying?
But that's not, again, back to knowledge is power. Is
Yeah.
like, you know what you need, and you
Yeah.
know that, you know what that means for you. And like the importance of, like, for me, is like, not that there wasn't an importance to it of like the sacred part of it, but the fact is, like, I also knew I was a sexual being, and for me is that I wanted to use sex as a form of art for myself, and it's how I expressed myself and let other people have parts of me.
Yeah,
do
for
that.
me, I'm demisexual, sapiosexual, so I need that stimulated before
I'm
anything can happen. I
demisexual
can't
now.
just off the whim. Like, I gotta really connect.
I understand
with you.
that for sure.
Yeah.
That's how I am now. Now that I'm like, oh, they're like, but you were important. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. That means it's worse for you. Sorry.
My shit is magic, honey. Dragons and
That's what I'm saying. It's like,
everything.
why should I? So you were all down for the dragon slaying part. I got it. I got it.
She was intrigued.
Brought her to the stage.
Yeah, I was like,
Julian,
oh, I know what she's talking
Have you
about.
ever had somebody use food on you during intimacy?
Nobody
Nobody grapefruited you. Nobody did anything kind of like applesauce. Where you putting them?
Yeah, like stupid stuff like whipped cream.
his
like,
puppy, we
yeah. I might have thrown something on a plate.
Peanut
and
butter.
Done something, but
Yeah.
but I
You don't seem very planned out in your
here,
sexual
furry.
things. You're like, I might have thrown it on a plate.
yeah, I might have just dropped it in the plate real quick and then said you
All
want
right,
to
where's
taste.
the craziest place you had sex then?
In somebody's hotel room with the dad right next to
Yeah,
her.
right. On the rocks. Like, have you ever been to Bermuda? So like,
Have not.
so like Bermuda is a big coral island. It's raised up out of the sea and it's coral. And I like climbed down around like some coral reef structure to where you thought nobody could see you,
Was your
but then
dick
there
hurt
was
in the process of any of this?
no, not at all.
Thank
That
God.
it had a helmet on.
Helmet meaning a condom or helmet?
No, it
meaning-
had a helmet and it had
it had a-
repelling gear. It was very safe.
That That sounds adventurous.
Have you ever called someone the wrong name during sex?
Damn.
No.
No.
Those names that sound familiar
No.
are pretty tricky.
That's why you keep it to baby.
Yeah, I think when I connect with somebody, for the most part, I connect on more like a passionate level. Like I need that connection. I'm not just a fucker. So I never had to like.
So
think
what
of
is the
somebody
shortest
else.
time you would say that you've had an orgasm?
Oh shit!
Have you
Oh,
been like
I
a
was just
minute
talking about
man,
this-
like 10 seconds?
I was
that,
talking
you know,
about this
like-
yesterday. All right, so don't nobody judge me. I used
No
to
judgment zone
sell
here,
drugs,
brother.
right? So I remember when I was like, I probably was like 14, 15 years old, right? And so the guys I used to hang out with was a little older, and it was like, hey, yo, we got some girl. She's gonna suck your dick. So I'm like, oh yeah, who is she? He was like, yeah, she's a fiend. Like she's a crackhead.
Oh my God.
She's a crackhead. Or strawberries. Yeah, strawberries. All right, so I'm like, all right, well, what she look like? So I seen her. I was like, oh, she looks. How am I even gonna get my dick hard? Because I need like some kind of physical attraction. But yeah, I was a third in line and shit. So I was a third
in line.
I was a third in line. Mind you, this woman was probably like, huh?
Question.
What?
Question. Over here. Question. All right. So what had happened was, so you knowingly knew that she was going to suck off all of y'all. So
Yeah,
it's like
we-
a dick
this-
sucking train.
Yes.
Is this something that happens all the time? You had a terminology called strawberry or whatever. It was something
I-
or whatever.
I-
And what does it also mean? Meaning that it's coming from being a fiend. Obviously, know that you're like your mouth may be moving and whatever. I can only imagine. Does that mean they suck dick better, more? Like
No,
what?
fiend is like
Without the teeth.
no,
that's
we
what
call
it is.
fiends
The gums.
people that use drugs that
No,
crack.
I get that, but I'm saying is because you have that like oral fixation of her like either trying to like, is it what part of the fiending is that it even in a consideration of why it feels good, or just the fact that she's just a crackhead?
The fact that I was about to get my dick sucked better than I ever probably got.
Because I'm thinking like,
I was
if
four,
she's
I was
a
young.
crackhead and a fiend, like maybe she sucks dick good because she's like
got
strong
Bingo.
jaw, whatever. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
she was older.
She's
She was
got it
probably
in
like
her mouth, you know what
20,
I mean? Like,
and it's crazy, right? Because I was probably like 15. She probably was like high 20s, right? And I just seen her like 3 weeks ago at a McDonald's drive-thru, and I was like,
was she working there? Or you just saw her?
she
during-
worked. No, she worked there, and she gave me my meal, and I was like, damn, she don't remember sucking my dick back then, but she made me come like literally. She put the condom on. She did some. I
You
was
got
like,
you
I
dick
don't
suck with
want
the condom on?
listen,
any of this
she sucked the shit. Like I think I came.
No teeth, nothing.
I probably came in like a minute, maybe at that, and then I had to look around. I'm like, damn,
Shout out
did
to the McDonald's girl.
shout outs to the McDonald's crackhead,
To the strawberry.
the strawberry.
The strawberry.
But yeah, I was just talking about it yesterday on Clubhouse.
Got
And yeah, I don't know what the fuck she did with the
Yeah.
and she she was the first woman that she put the condom in her mouth and put it on my like. I was like,
She
what
got
the
tricks.
She was, oh my God, and she's so unattractive, but I don't think I closed my eyes, and I was like, oh shit.
We also have a show called Back to Black, which is a news program that highlights the top 6 trending topics in Black America. Let's move on.
All right, let's do the last card. What are we gonna do? Last card. What is it? Ace of Clubs. It's a kinky question. All right.
Uh-oh.
We're all a little kinky here. Role playing, yes or hell no?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Craziest role play you've ever done?
Oh my gosh.
What you been, girl?
I've been everything. I've been a stripper.
Ooh,
I've been,
what's your
What's
stripper
your stripper
name?
name?
What's your stripper name?
LaShwanda.
Ooh,
LaShwanda.
Yes,
LaShwanda.
ma'am.
Is LaShwanda coming out tonight? You know, you come in from Canada.
No.
You gonna be at your
No, she is
luge.
retired,
You
honey.
gonna
Listen, them babies really PTSD'd my ass.
All right. Favorite sex toy?
I don't play with toys.
You don't play with no toys? You're like a clitoral simulated person? You dildo
I need
type
the
of person?
I need the body. I need the
Body, yada,
breathing.
yada, 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 yada. All about it? What is one of your fetishes? Don't be reserved.
I want the truth.
She's like, look, I'm over this. I've heard too much sexual shit. I don't want to hear no more.
All day, every day. Really? 2 mics.
2 mics in your mouth.
I love
Two
role
mics, one
play.
show.
I love role play, and I think I have some daddy issues I've discovered recently. So I like being someone's daughter.
Ooh, you like to say daddy.
I was not ready.
Is it daddy or zaddy?
Definitely daddy.
Yeah.
Daddy with the D.
With
Yes.
a big D.
Hey.
Daddy. Where did
What
you see
type
that?
of porn turned you on?
Poor brother.
Little people.
Midgets? Midgets.
Hold on, that's funny, right? Because we have somebody on part of our team. He always talks
That's
about
where I got
midget.
it from.
So I remember when I was
You Jimmy
incarcerated.
Stacks in these hoes?
Who are we talking about? Ray?
It's the one that Jimmy Stacks took down. And when I watched
Right.
her, I do watch porn a lot and shit. But
So what's your Pornhub search?
well, this particular
Midgets?
day that made me cut was a midget, and there was
So a midget made
it
you
wasn't
come?
midgets. It was that midget.
A
that,
midget
you know what
made
I'm
you
talking
come.
about.
She had a fat booty. She's
Yo,
a
yeah.
little person.
I think I shot like far. It was just like I was like, damn, like it was.
So
this
you'd
one was a little
be
different.
willing to like collaborate? You say you don't collaborate with anybody in your OnlyFans, but with the
Oh
midget,
no, I would collaborate
you would
with her.
collab with
I would
the midget.
collaborate with her. Yeah,
Midget,
I would.
got it.
Yeah, she knows who I'm talking about.
I
You see me, hit
definitely
me up.
have a midget fetish myself. I just want to spin one time inside me. One time. You know, to keep it in and just
spin
it.
them.
Yeah, like spin it. Yeah.
with one hand or two hands.
visual
Like,
of
So
that
Alexis,
is fucking hilarious.
this episode of Private Talk has been really amazing.
Clockwise or counterclockwise?
Your favorite position?
Well, see, it's weird because when I have that furry outfit on, it's
I knew you were a furry.
I'm playing
I knew
doggy
it.
style.
Doggy style?
Yeah, love it.
Bondage, yes or no?
No, definitely not with me. You're not tying me up, locking me. You're not.
Have you tied up a girl?
No,
No, nothing.
no,
Got it.
no.
All right.
Oh yeah,
BDSM.
BDSM. Yeah, everybody
we
had
all
a
did
test.
BDSM test. Everyone in the arcade
Yeah.
did a test.
I like the
I
BDSM
failed.
test. You failed it.
I failed.
sexual, like it basically asks you questions about
You guys know I was not getting sent anything like that.
Nah, it was you take it by.
Heather didn't get in the group chat of this one. She didn't
Right.
get nothing.
Right.
Oh yeah.
That's how our back channel chats look
like
while
it.
shit's happening on
All
stage.
right, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys from coming on here. Is there anything that you would like to ask Alexis Texas while you are here before we get off?
Would you come to Clubhouse?
Yes.
I definitely would come to Clubhouse. I would definitely be a part of any show that you guys want me to. I love what you guys have going on. I think that it is really informative and really important, and you guys are doing really great work and putting yourself out there and like just letting people know good, knowledgeable information. So I
Okay,
definitely
so
would
we're
be a
gonna
part of
start
it.
with your welcome room.
Yes.
Yes.
Big.
Let's,
Our
let's
welcome
tell
rooms
Frenchie.
are epic.
Let's make it happen. I'm all about it. Let's fucking do it.
And then we'd love to have you as an expert on.
Vagina time.
Hey,
I'm
I have
like,
a
it's
vagina
so
and I know
JJ.
a lot about her, so I think it'll be really, really great.
So
And
before we
you just
go,
sound like you're in touch with it,
before
so
we
I'm
go-
for it.
MJ, can you reset the room?
Oh my gosh.
MJ, reset me, baby girl.
Where are we? What is this? Private
Private
Talk.
talk.
So to everybody joining us here on Private Talk, we really do appreciate you, Alexis, Texas. You've been amazing. Thank you so much for your time. And we'd love to see you on the arcade.
Love the voice. I love it. Thank you so much for being a part of Private Talk. Please plug where we could find you and support you, and we will get to on that.
You can check us out on Instagram at The Arcade. We're also on Twitter at The Arcade CH. We also are on Triller, and there's going to be a lot of content coming really soon. But come to Clubhouse. That's our main point of
Come
contact.
be transparent.
And we love having conversations with new people, and our community is growing, and we look forward to you being a part of it.
I appreciate it. All right, Private Talk, thank you so much for being a listener. Make sure that you subscribe and like to this episode, and make sure that you go and follow The Arcade, and we will be a part of Clubhouse very, very soon. And yes, thanks for watching. Until next time.